Welcome to the Beer House Podcast. I'm Dan.
I'm Rob.
Fernando.
And we are going to be trying some craft beers. And today, usually we do craft beers and we do some crazy snacks, but we decided to forego the snacks and just be complete alcoholics and go with some scotch as well. So we'll be kind of doing some beer and some scotch throughout this whole episode. So for those of you that are scotch drinkers, hopefully we pick some good scotches for you. For those of you that are not scotch drinkers, well, listen for the beer. What do you want me to say?
I just love the degeneracy in this podcast. I love it.
Yes, hopefully you guys enjoy this because I know we will.
Fernando sounds excited.
Oh,
Yes, I am.
Today is a good day.
Oh, and that beer I brought up last podcast is here today, so
Fantastic.
Yes, we brought up a beer from Willibald. They're based out of Ayr, Ontario. They make great IPAs and they make really good stouts as well. And we just happened to be in the area last week because we were at Oktoberfest. Now, Oktoberfest, we were in like a tent and there was a bunch of beer, there's a bunch of food, obviously German-inspired food, and a live band. Personally, it wasn't the greatest. Wasn't much of a fan of the beer.
Come on, guys, I thought this would have been a better experience.
This beer made up for it. So I'm glad that we found this beer. Why don't you bring it out, Fernando?
all right.
I'm happy you're bringing this out.
So this guy is the Woof IPA. It's from Willibald. So it's basically got a picture of a cartoon dog. It says Woof in like bubble letters. And we're going to crack her open and see how it tastes.
Sounds good.
Fernando already tried it though.
So he knows.
He's cheating.
Very good beer.
All right, let's check out the haze on there. That's just like full-on orange juice. Or some kind of juice anyways. Either way, it looks good. And I'm smelling it as we pour it out here, and I'm really anticipating this taste. All right.
Smells great. Boys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah. Citrus and stone fruit as usual, but very juicy. A little bit of pine at the end. Really good for 6.5% though. Like
Very happy about that.
very very tasty. Like
It's not super bold, but the flavor stays there.
yeah.
And it's something that you are going to want to take a second try at because you're kind of unsure about that taste. And once you taste it again, it's kind of like, wow, this is...
It's a very refreshing beer.
Yes.
It is. It's a very, very tasty
And
beer.
It doesn't leave that piney taste in your mouth, even though it's a little bit piney, but it's good.
Fernando doesn't like the piney taste apparently.
Correct.
So
Correct.
there's a lot I can say to that comment, but I'm just gonna hold back and say
Yeah, you could have all the pines you want, Danny. You like the pines.
The pine trees.
sure. That's what I was gonna say.
Piney pines.
So yeah, I really like this beer. On a rating of 1 to 10 as usual that we usually give, I'm giving this guy for a single IPA, I'm going to give it a 9.
Very good, Dan. I will give this a 7.5.
I didn't think you would like it more than me, but yeah, I'm just giving this an 8.
Wow.
You know what? No, I really like this.
This is
This is a good IPA. This is a very good IPA. For me personally, I would drink this hands down again, no problems. It doesn't taste so much like a standard IPA because it does have a lot more bold flavor. It tastes to me like a double, even though it's a single. And it's very juicy tasting. I love juicy IPAs, so that's why I'm giving it a 9.
It is something you can keep drinking. That's
It's
for sure.
Good, but I remember it tasting better at the bar. I was also hungover, and it
Must
just
have been
tasted
a few drinks
amazing.
in. Yeah.
Well, it was the first one. It was the first
It was the day after Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
I had the stout. He had the IPA.
Yeah.
So
So it was a long day prior to.
Yeah, exactly. You wake up, you had some. We actually had really interesting pizza at that place. It's probably some of the best pizza I've ever had in my life.
Very good.
Yeah.
it was amazing. It didn't look at all like a frozen pizza that had been like sitting out for like days.
Oh.
Even though it sat out for like a couple hours.
And just warmed up.
Yeah,
just kind
and
of
there's
given
no
to you.
sarcasm in my voice whatsoever.
Of course
either.
not.
Yeah.
Of course not. You're not going to mention the place at all either, right?
I don't know if I want to say the name.
But
Just
you know
'cause it
which
was,
vicinity would be in
It-
that area?
I didn't try it. It just looked and smelled disgusting. It smelled like puke.
And the funny
Yes.
part is that it left the hotel smelling kind of funky.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Left
It,
the
anytime
hotel
you
smell
anytime you walk by, because we put on a table. Anytime you walk by, like I would dry heave every time I took a whiff. Like
Yeah.
it was disgusting.
And the best part was that somebody else that was with us, they bought a Hawaiian pizza from the same place.
Okay.
I didn't know about it because we were out having drinks, and then when we came back, I'm like, you know what? I gotta go to this place because it looks kind of cool. They've been open since 1962.
Amazing.
So I go there. I order a pepperoni.
Yep. Simple.
Danny calls me as finished ordering.
Correct.
He's like, "Oh, you
Yeah,
know who got a Hawaiian?"
We already saw somebody else got a Hawaiian pizza from there. He's like, "Oh, really?" I'm like, he said it was an absolute piece of shit. It was the worst pizza
Oh
he's ever
my
had.
gosh.
So Fernando's kind of like, "Oh," and he already ordered. I'm like, "I caught
Kind of
you."
late.
Yeah, there was
Plus,
no way.
I was getting a pepperoni, so I'm like, okay, you know
Hopefully.
what? Maybe they messed up the Hawaiian.
Yeah.
But-
because with the pineapple, maybe it was old pineapple.
Yeah,
But with the pepperoni, come on, guys.
But you know what? It did
The
taste.
pepperoni was like huge. It was like 2-3 inches big, like in diameter.
It wasn't
they looked like
small little pepperonis.
No, they were bigger than like say a silver dollar. So they looked like the cheap style pepperoni.
It was.
And
mass produced.
The cheese was translucent. It wasn't like it was
It's not the
disgusting.
good mozzarella.
And the
cheese.
crust literally looked like just like bread or looked like a frozen pizza.
Oh, and the texture, like when you first pick up that slice,
Yes.
it felt like it was disintegrating. It was weird.
No,
I
that's
didn't
not good
eat
for
it.
Oktoberfest. Come on, guys.
I
I
couldn't
would
eat
have
it.
thought this would have been better.
Yeah, this
no.
wasn't at Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
This was like near our
After.
hotel.
Yeah, that was
like
It's-
before and
it's
after.
Before and after. When we were out to Oktoberfest, I mean, the food was okay. It was a little bit pricey. The beers were all lagers, so I mean, you're gonna
kinda-
for a lager they weren't bad, but I'm not a lager fan.
You
so.
kind of got by because I know you.
I
and
didn't- I
lagers
didn't-
are not your.
Actually,
No,
you know
I
what?
had the
tea.
hard lemonade instead.
But they did have a good selection of lagers because they did have a hacker. Now, my buddy really likes a hacker because it's really crisp. And of all the beers I drank there, that's the one I kind of stuck to because it doesn't taste like a Molson Canadian. You know how
It was
Molson
actually-
Canadian gives you that like weird.
It was actually a
aftertaste?
pilsner. It wasn't a lager.
Okay. Well, whatever. It tasted crisp, honey finish. It was
was
very.
nice.
It was enjoyable, but it's not one of those beers I go to. But if it's the only beer available,
Correct.
you know what? It's doable.
Yes.
Okay, so hang on.
It's acceptable in certain
I
circumstances.
mean, I think I would drink
depending
that
on
over
where you
that
are.
berry beer I had the other day.
Oh,
The
correct.
berry beer?
Yes,
Yeah.
the berry beer. Yes. The other day
Yeah,
was,
you know what? I think it's the. Well, yeah,
I remember that one.
You
That-
remind
that
me. I
little
do
reading
need to
that we
slap
gave.
you again. Okay, thank you. Would you have this instead?
I would 100% have this
Of
instead.
course.
Okay, perfect. Did you give your rating on this guy?
I think I did.
You did.
Yeah,
okay,
you did set
You
7.5.
did. You 7.5. That's right. Okay. I still think it'd be higher. I really enjoy it. First, I'm rating it based on the fact it's a single IPA and compared to other single IPAs I had, not compared to any doubles, not compared to beer in general, just the actual IPA. That's why I give it a 9.
I am comparing it literally on the way it tastes, the way if I think I could have another one
Right.
after this one, and literally just the overall
Okay.
feel of it. So, as of right now, I would say hands down I would, but I wouldn't put it in the top category because it didn't have
didn't
any
blow you
punch
away.
out. It wasn't a punch out. It wasn't
Right.
something that had tremendous flavor. I would say it's something that I could drink on a regular as something simple, similar to what you were just mentioning before. But with a impactful punch, I would probably not.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, I thought it was tastier, but that's just me.
It's good. To me, solid 8. But if it was in the morning, like that day, when it's morning, it's like a breakfast. I think that's what I said that day. This IPA is like a breakfast IPA.
Yeah, I think you
like
did say that.
like on an empty stomach, and after
Simple.
drinking, it just
Good.
refreshes you.
You did seem to enjoy it, but hey, whatever. I mean, it's all good now that you're giving it a lower score. But I mean, there's no contradiction at all. Let's move on.
Yes.
So let's go to are we doing another scotch or are we doing another beer first?
No, scotch.
Yeah,
Scotch
yeah.
it is.
Scotch and
Fernando,
also
grab
back and
us a
forth.
scotch.
The first one up is
This guy is a Dalwhinnie 15-year. So it's a Highland single malt Scotch whiskey. For those of you that had Dalwhinnie, know that this is a good Scotch. For those that haven't had Dalwhinnie, you should try it.
it's a good one
That's
to
really
try.
all I can say.
Well, you know what? I'll give it a shot then.
Oh yeah, listen to that farting sound. There we go. All right, so we'll pour this guy out. It's a nice copper amber-ish kind of color.
Ooh, that's a lot.
That's fine.
Oops.
We're gonna have a lot.
That's fine.
Well, you know what? We're getting you drunk. You're not driving, so it's all good.
That's true.
Everybody's taking an Uber home.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
Yeah, he's my Uber.
That kind of spilled out there. Sorry, I gave you more. Look, I gave Rob more, so
Not a
you're
problem,
welcome.
boys. Not a problem.
All right, let's put this guy back in. Ouch. Banging stuff around here. I apologize. We've got the Dalwhinnie 15 year. Cheers, guys.
Boys,
Cheers, cheers.
Ooh, nice and smooth. Kind of caramelly a bit. Kind of a little bit of caramel note in it.
has very good afternotes.
Yeah, it doesn't
A little
burn.
smoke.
Doesn't burn at all. Yeah, maybe a little touch of smoke, but not much. But very tasty scotch.
Something a regular person would not mind because it doesn't burn on the way down.
Yeah, if you're kind of getting into scotches, I mean, here's the thing, right? For people that are getting into scotches, a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to spend a lot of money because, obviously you're not sure you're going to like it. And I get that 100%. But the idea is that, like,
you don't have to spend much to have good quality. You just have to go out of your comfortability zone and
your comfort zone, yeah.
Kind of get away from like the
can't have
super low brands and kind of jump at some of the brands that you might not know.
Yeah, you need at least a single malt. If you get like a blended scotch, I mean, blended scotch is basically they just get all the best qualities of different types of variations of scotches, and they kind of put it together. So it's kind of mishmash. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some blended scotches that do taste good.
Yes, there are.
But you're never going to go wrong with a single malt.
100%. It's like anything.
Yeah, so really well done. I like it. It's great scotch. Highly recommend. If you see it in any liquor store or wherever you are and you see it somewhere, pick it up. If it's not there and you can't get it, nah.
You probably will. I mean, Dalwhinnie's pretty common.
It's definitely
The 15-year-old.
a better.
Yeah.
It's definitely a really smooth burn. Like it
is.
Yes.
and it stays in your mouth. A little bit of smoke, not too overpowering.
Correct. And that's why you sip it, so that it, get that little bit while you're just enjoying it.
Yeah, it's really good. Like, I've already finished mine,
Of course, Dan.
but I'm an alcoholic.
We already know that.
Yeah, so
But it's totally fine.
I appreciate it. Thanks for the support.
For the podcast, I understand.
Yeah, it's totally for the podcast. Again, no sarcasm.
I feel terrible just taking a shot.
So let's go with the ratings here. I'm gonna give this for a scotch. I'm gonna give this 8.5.
An overall Dalwhinnie 15-year-old on this caliber, I would say probably a 6. 6 is good. 6, hands down.
That's pretty low, but okay.
It's not pretty low. It's actually relative to the quality of what it is.
I disagree.
Unless we have
All right.
different types of scotches all in a row, and then the 6 actually is relevant because at this point this is relevant.
We'll try some other scotches and see how you feel.
And we shall see what you feel.
Oh, exactly.
Thank you.
All right, I really like this scotch, but again, I don't drink a lot of scotches to begin with. I mean, and when I do, very sparing. Like the last time I had scotch was, I think like a week ago, right? At the Oktoberfest, we had a little bit of scotch.
Yeah, we did have some scotch.
But the worst
Sounds
part
like
is we used the hotel's
Oh my God!
cups.
Yeah, the cups they were paper cups.
Oh no!
They had no actual glass,
It
right?
leached
And
it.
it must have
No.
leached
It
it.
tasted like paper.
So when you first took a sip of the scotch, it was like, okay, like it was a very peaty scotch, so you get a lot of smoke flavor. So we get
And
the smoke.
paper.
We get it just had this weird bitter.
You weren't
weird
sure.
aftertaste. Like it was disgusting. So it was like, first off, you take a sip, you're like, oh, this isn't bad. What the hell am I drinking? Like it wasn't. So
And you're pouring a good scotch in those paper cups, Dan.
yeah,
Well-
unfortunately, it's all we had.
It's fine.
He pulled them out.
But that's all there was.
It's fine. Live and learn.
I didn't pick the hotel. That's all I gotta
Yeah,
say.
neither did I. I think that was Anita.
Yeah, it was our friend Anita who did so. I mean, hey, she got us a good price on it, so I guess that's why, right?
Gotcha.
And we got out of there alive. There wasn't any problems,
Hey, at least you were able to drink it,
And-
right? At least they gave you cups.
They did, and honestly, thankfully, there was no dead hooker in the mattress. So
But
You hate running into that every now and
I
then.
know I hate when that happens. I really do.
But yeah, for this one, I really like it. I'm gonna give it an 8.
An 8?
I really
Very
like
good.
it.
Sweet.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna move on to our next one. We'll do another beer here, and we'll keep going. Fernando, you want to grab the beer?
Sure.
So this one is
Let him introduce it.
yes. Well, here you go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah.
But he's not.
All
It's
right.
okay. Let's see what Fernando
Ooh,
got.
this is like
Let's see what he
it
got.
looks like a holy grail hop.
Oh,
So it's
Almost
hop
like-
in that. Well, what's that glass?
almost like a stained glass.
Yes.
Stained glass
one,
style.
Stained glass hop. It's like a holy hop. I like it, and it's called Hop Service, right? Yeah, Hop Service.
What's the percentage?
This is a double IPA. It's 8.5%.
8.
It's a collaboration with Willibald Brewery, based out of Air Ontario, like the last beer we had.
Fantastic.
But they collaborated with a beer shop called the Wheel Brew. These guys are in Barrie. They sell a bunch of different craft beers, and they sell them online and in person as well.
Fantastic.
And they like their selection is amazing.
Okay.
If for those that are like in the area that again they deliver too, right? So you can go in person, you can order online.
Fresh beer. That's the key.
And exactly fresh beer. So they collaborate with them to make this double IPA, which is hopefully going to be a good one. So
I really hope so. Let's crack it open, buddy.
Yeah, it's got a picture of a hop, and it looks like a halo on top of it, and it's almost like a stained glass in the background. It just says hop service. So let's give it a shot and see how it goes. Thank you, Fernando. I'll grab your glass first.
Let's see what Fernando has to say about the smell.
Same color as last.
Because, I mean, for that halo, it must smell good.
It smells like a halo is what you're trying to say?
It must smell like heavenly. Exactly.
Oh, it could smell heavenly. Yeah, good
exactly
call.
the word.
Okay, I was going to think, I was thinking it smells like a halo, but then I'm like, what does a halo smell like?
It's more of a representation of.
All right, so let's give this guy a shot here.
Wow. Full notes. Cheers, boys.
I like that smell. Again, more stone fruit, but very bold smelling.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
And this is very smooth, and it's got a sweet finish.
Yes. I was about to say,
This is really good. It's like very juicy like the last one. So you get like, kind of citrusy stone fruit, maybe a little tropical fruit in it too.
You can smell the
But
stone
it finishes fairly sweet. So it's almost like you're literally chewing on a piece of fruit.
And it has that nice booziness you get from a double IPA.
Oh, you can taste
But,
that.
yeah,
you can taste that. It's serious beer.
Yeah, you can taste the alcohol, but
Yes.
it's still kind of smooth enough where it's not overpowering.
Overwhelming. It's not.
Yeah, it's really good.
Well, after that scotch, everything's kind of smooth now.
Well, I mean,
This is really good though. I'm enjoying this one a lot.
It's a good beer.
Like this is really good. So I might have to downgrade my first rating on that first beer from 8.5 to an 8 because this is really good.
no, I'm gonna exactly, Danny, because I think this one for the amount of percentage.
This is a double IPA.
For the amount of percentages is exactly what I'm going to give the rating at. 8.5 on my end.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, I was gonna go with 8.5 as well.
Yeah, this is definitely an evening beer. The other one was a breakfast beer. Like
Correct.
if you're an alcoholic, you gotta have different beers for different times.
I mean, the people that are watching it probably know exactly what
Yeah,
Fernando's
because
talking
everybody's an
about. And I'm
alcoholic.
telling you,
Yeah.
this is necessary to know, especially when you
evening
wake
beer.
up in the morning.
You definitely don't want to drink this in the morning. You
No.
gotta drink this in the evening.
Correct, guys.
Yeah, like drink the Woof IPA in the morning and then warm up to the hop service, and then you're good.
Well, maybe the next beer will be something for lunch.
It's quite possible. But just a heads up, by the way, these two beers that we did purchase are available in the bottle shop online at Willibald. If you live in the Ontario area and you say you're around Kitchener or whatever, it's about a half hour from Kitchener, drive to Ayr, Ontario. Go pick them up. They're really good.
It's definitely worth the drive. It's farm country.
Yeah, it's a neat place. The brewery's literally
beer's
on a
great.
farm, but
How far is
when
it?
you go inside, it's very modern.
How
It's really
far
cool.
away from Toronto would you say it is, roughly?
About an hour and a half.
Okay, so it's not too bad. It's a nice drive for a Sunday, maybe. Pick up some nice beer. And
Get
you
some
can.
good beer.
And do they sell food at the location as well? Do you know?
they've got a full menu, so they do sell food
Fantastic.
like pizza and burgers and whatnot. But these guys also they make gin
Oh, guys.
and they make vodka.
So, guys, you guys can go up there and actually get some, Canadian-made quality stuff
Yeah, they
from
do.
a good quality,
They do like a regular gin. They do I
manufacturer.
think like a rose gin. They have a barrel gin, so they do get a lot of spirits, and they got beer. Like spirits, beer, food. What else do you want, right?
You know, I mean,
And something that I found
That's great.
really neat is when you're buying your gin, they let you taste it before you buy it
Yes.
because they have unique flavors.
Yeah.
and that is
So
the
you
way
just
that
go-
everything should be purchased,
Yeah, 100%.
because that shows that you're putting out the quality that people actually want prior to you even having to sell it
Yeah,
to them.
hands down. Like when we went there and I was picking up the beer, I did buy a bottle of gin as a gift for somebody, but I wasn't sure because I was like, I don't know if this person's gonna like it. I
Of
kind of know
course,
what they're
of
into, but so it was the barrel gin. So I'm like, and I saw that in front of they had open bottles with like a glass behind of sorts, and I was
Yes.
like,
Interesting.
can I get a sample? She's like, yeah. She poured me like a little sip.
Fantastic.
And it was aged in oak barrel, so it has almost a Scotch-ish flavor initially, and it kind of finishes off like very florally, like an actual
a gin.
gin. Yeah, like a Bombay Sapphire kind of floral kind
Perfect.
of. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I was like, hopefully my friend will like it. I'll give it to him next week. I'll get the verdict, but
But I mean, it's something different than we traditionally have.
Yes, and the fact that you can
That's
try
a
it,
fact
it's
for
just
gin,
it's
at
really
least.
cool. Like all these breweries we try, you're allowed to try the beer before you buy it. So the fact that they're allowing you to try the gin as well and their vodka, I mean, I think that's fantastic. It's a really cool idea to do, or thing to do.
I like places that actually try to enforce the idea of, hey, no need to buy, try,
Yeah.
and then come back and let us know. Because the key is to make your product as good as you can. How can you do that without people
Totally.
actually trying the different types and always having to buy them all?
Yeah.
Similar to like our snacks. If they had a taste testing prior to us buying them,
Then those cucumber chips would not be purchased.
no, those cucumbers would have been out of the picture. But
Or that shitty ass menthol
chocolate-
candy
the
crap.
menthol nonsense that we
You're
had.
gonna need a spit bucket in front of that
I need-
chocolate mint.
Honestly, I need therapy from eating that. Like, if, you
Oh, it's
know.
going to be an ongoing little joke that we have over here, strictly because that cucumber was not enjoyable at all. I don't think for any party.
You know
It
what?
was, it was, pretty, it was pretty bad.
It's
But I-
Halloween, guys.
but
I
I
feel
think-
like buying that candy to give it to
Giving
the
it out,
worst.
yes, hands down, guys. This is something that you go over to your friend's house
can't-
and you say, "Hey, guys, just throw that in the chip bowl, and see who actually picks at it." Look
You
at their
can't,
face
you can't
and
torture
observe.
children, man. You can't torture children like that. It's not fair.
Oh, it would be amazing
Well,
for them not to
it's
eat
some
chips
adults.
no more.
It's a good thing because now they're gonna know not to take candy from strangers. See, I'm teaching them a life lesson.
Fernando has the right idea.
Hey, man,
Kids have to be
you
put
know
in
what?
place
I'm not
because
going
they
to
are
judge.
kids. They do not know any better.
Totally not judging to his face, but I'm
So
going to
Fernando,
judge
what we
behind
gotta
his
do
back.
is make sure we do this when Dan's not looking and have a bowl of chips, right? Eat the sides where like the good ones are, and then you'll go in and boom, cucumber. We got you. Fooled you.
But yeah, no, this one I'm gonna give another solid 8. It's as good as the last one. It's just it's a double IPA. You know, it's if you want something boozy, because I don't always want something boozy. Sometimes I just want
No.
something
Something
nice,
chill.
you know?
Something chill.
And this is just as good. It's just when you want that nice little kicker. It's like, yeah.
It to me, like, it has that nice sweet aftertaste, and that's why I figure 8.5 would be good, because I would 100% drink this again. There's no question.
Correct.
But you do, it's like it's a juicy double IPA with a nice sweet finish. Like, it's not very bitter at all, which doesn't bother me anyways, because I love the bitterness. But for those that don't, I mean, this is something to look at,
Solid,
because
yeah.
it's really good.
Solid beer for an
So-
8.5. Wow.
I'm impressed. I mean, Willibald makes good beer, so it's not that I'm not surprised, but I'm impressed.
I mean, we've only been drinking. Well, I have. Sorry, recently, and so
Yes.
far they've been very impressive. Like, I mean, quality-wise and impactful-wise in how they taste. So, yes, from whiff to this,
Yeah, like Wolf was good.
like
This
Wolf
is
good.
really
This
good.
is really good.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So,
Good.
even though I initially gave Wolf an 8.5, I might downgrade that to an 8. But nonetheless, they're
fine.
still good beers
I
either
think you
way.
give it a 9.
Did I give it a 9?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
you
shit.
give it a
Okay,
nine.
then
Right.
yeah, that's going to an 8. I do apologize. That should
Okay.
be an 8. This is an 8.5.
You guys need to start tracking this down.
I know I should. I should write these down.
So my last rating was not so bad as you were saying before, right?
Yeah. You're filling in for Harminder right now, who usually gives shitty ratings. Although our last
it's not-
episode he didn't. So
It's not about giving shitty ratings; it's about being truthful in regards to how the
you're-
quality
Hey
of
man,
beer is.
it's honestly it's your opinion, right? It's how you feel.
Yes,
So
Dan,
everybody.
it is how I feel.
It's your truth.
So I don't know why you're getting so frustrated, and
Let's-
flustered about the situation.
Let's talk about it. No, but seriously, I mean, everybody
Afterwards.
tastes things differently, right?
Of course.
So it's all.
Usually, I can't taste much.
We
but-
all got our own truth, guys.
well,
Well, maybe you.
I mean, sure,
Yeah, I'm not sure how to respond to that either, but yeah.
yeah.
He's weird.
Let's go on to our next drink.
Yeah, let's do that. So let's get our next scotch here. It is the Balvenie. It is an American cask. So it says a sweet toast of American cask,
12-year-old.
and it doesn't say where the notes here. I can't read it.
The Balvenie is a very good Scotch we've had in the past.
Yes, we've had the Caribbean cask in the past, which is really
Correct.
good. This is the American cask, so hopefully it's just as good. Unfortunately, I can't read the tasting notes on the back because it's super small, and the lighting's kind of dim here. So
Oh, I could try to read it for you if you like. Yeah, I could.
a deliciously sweet, rich, and fruity variation of the Balvenie, created by finishing the whiskey
That's his name.
in twice I think it's a toasted virgin American oak barrels. So it should be kind of oaky flavor. It might have a little bit of peat, so maybe a
Fantastic.
little bit of smoke, but let's see.
Oaky and peaty is nice. Not too much, but I mean,
Well, I love the peat. To me, I mean, my Lagavulin is my favorite scotch, but I mean, I said my Lagavulin like I own the company. But I mean, it is my favorite scotch.
one day, Danny, one day.
One day.
Juan?
We will.
We will
Own
do
it.
this.
Hey man, imagine you could actually buy a cask and just keep it at home and just age it even longer. That'd be nice.
That'd be amazing.
That would be nice, but
That'd
then
be-
you can't drink it.
You
Just
just
do
age it, you know, for
You know, for like 20 years, and then
Yeah.
drink it one day. When
no, drink it slowly. You know?
drink it slowly.
Like every year you
Speaking
pour
of
out a
drinking
bottle.
slowly, let's drink this one fast.
But wait a second. You're telling me it has to be tapped and then you can just drain it slowly?
I don't know how it works. To be
I don't
honest.
know either. Cheers, boys.
Salud.
It smells very sweet.
It is sweet.
It's got more of a burn aftertaste though, so it's kind of like deceiving. You get the sweet caramelly vanilla flavor at the beginning, and then it just kind of
Smoky.
burns out. A little bit smoky. Yeah, I'd say
Smoky.
smoky kind of finish, but not like excessively smoky.
No, I think this is actually less than the last one. This is actually easier drinking than the Dalwhinnie. The Dalwhinnie had a little bit more of a.
But I found Dalwhinnie a little bit
Exact.
smoother.
Yeah.
It was smoother, but I mean it was more exact
Yeah.
in the flavor. This one's more like
It's more. This one's more layered in flavor,
yes, like
whereas Dalwhinnie was more straight.
correct. To the point, not to the point.
Very, very tasty scotch either way. I'm enjoying this one too.
For a 12-year-old compared to a 15 as well.
Yes, 12-year-old compared to a 15, and this is the American cask. I don't know what the Dalwhinnie is. I don't even know if it says. Does it say?
I might not. Just a Highland single malt.
Yeah. Okay. So
Nothing
whatever.
crazy.
Either way, I'm going to give this one again. I'm going with the 8.5. That's my number today.
I give it an 8.5 as well.
I like the last one more than this one. This one's good.
It was good.
You're right. It is more layered. It's like takes you into a journey. But
Yes.
What kind of journey though? Is it like a Star Wars journey or?
No, probably one of those shiitake mushroom journeys.
yes,
maybe
I think
it's-
so.
Yeah,
makes
quite
you all nice,
possible.
warm, and fuzzy.
Yes. The fuzziness is always
It
great.
has nothing to do with the fact that you're drinking a lot of alcohol and getting drunk because
Not at
that's
all.
no, not
Not
at all.
at all. The fuzziness is fun.
Yes,
Yeah, but honestly, I'm gonna knock this one down by 0.5 because the other one
Okay.
was just
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
very fair. So this is 7.5.
Should have done the same thing. actually.
7.5. You
Because
give the other
I-
one an 8.
Yeah,
Okay,
get an eight.
all
That
right,
makes sense.
sure, that works.
I want to leave enough room for other scotches to, really
Well,
make their mark.
You're gonna love the next scotch because I know what your taste is like, and the next scotch is up your alley. If you don't like it, probably gonna have to slap you.
I don't know. We'll find out, Dan.
We'll see, but we gotta get to a beer first before I get that scotch. So let's get to the beer,
Let's do it.
and wish us luck. So the next beer is going to be a bourbon barrel aged beer. And that's why I said wish us luck. It is from Fine Balance Brewery, yet again from Kingston. Loving
Perfect.
these guys. This is one of their
Amazing.
anniversary beers.
Kingston's a great place.
It's an imperial stout with coffee as well. So it's barrel aged imperial stout with coffee. It's 8.5%.
Dan, what's the difference between like a stout and an imperial stout? Because some people might not know the difference.
Right. So a stout is like a single IPA,
Correct.
up to 8%.
Mhm.
Imperial is between usually 8 to 10%.
Okay.
And then 10 and over, they still call it imperial. I don't think they really call it anything else.
Anything
Like
else?
with
Good.
the IPA is usually like triple IPA, but usually after 8%, it's imperial either way.
Perfect.
This has got some coffee in it, so Fernando should like it because he's a coffee
Connoisseur.
snob. Yeah, he's a freak for coffee.
He's got to swear on the coffee, and that's
So,
for sure.
Fingers crossed. Again, these guys are out of Kingston, Fine Balance Brewing. This is their third anniversary beer. This is called Connect, and it's a super simple.
It's a super simple label. Light blue?
Yeah, greenish blue,
greenish
maybe,
blue?
I guess. It just says Connect. Like, it just has the,
like
the
a
lettering on it,
tealish-
and that's about it. Like, it doesn't really have much on there.
No, it's very simple.
Packaged on October 2023.
What does it say in the center?
October 20.
Oh no,
2023.
Amazing.
Oh, there it says Juniper Cafe. So,
oh, okay, that's
Okay.
yes, they're perfect. That's what
Close.
they used the coffee grounds with, was Juniper
Juniper.
Cafe. And so,
Fantastic.
we'll see how this one goes.
yeah. I gotta try this Juniper Cafe now.
Are you excited about Juniper Cafe, Elson? Or what's your favorite coffee place in Toronto?
Well, my new favorite one that I discovered that they have a really nice blend for espresso is Sam James Coffee.
Sam James, where are they located roughly?
They have a couple of spots. They have one downtown, one on Brock and Queen. They're mostly in the downtown sector.
Okay.
But
Very
what
good.
I really like about their coffee, their espresso blend, because they have different blends, but specifically their espresso blend it's nutty.
Got you.
And it's not that bitter, so it's not a classic Italian espresso where it's very bitter.
Very bitter, correct.
This is more of a nutty one. And then when you make a cappuccino, it's creamy, it's nutty, it's sweet. Like the milk brings out the sugars in it.
So
And
next time we're down in your area,
It's really good.
We'll go there.
You gotta take us out for that. because
It's
it sounds-
actually
it sounds
funny you
really good.
mentioned it. I was going to say because on Instagram, actually today, I get those in my feed, the chef's edition, what's the best sushi, what's the best burger, whatever.
Correct.
So what's the best coffee? And one of them was like Sam James, hands down.
What
Yeah.
would you say the quality of? Obviously, it's a great quality
Yeah.
compared to the price point of what they're charging for the espresso
So-
compared
Yeah.
to other places.
So
what would you say? Like
it's basically
comparable or higher, lower?
They are in the when you're looking at these small pop
Small mom and pop
chains,
shops, yeah.
like small chain stores that serve gourmet coffee.
Got you.
It's at that exact price point. It's just one of the best ones.
I got you.
So you're gonna pay exactly the same thing.
So you're
for
paying
a
a
cap.
$6-7 for your espresso, a good espresso.
No, it's probably you're still paying $3 to $4 for the
$3 to $4?
espresso.
You want to pay $6-7 for
Yeah.
an espresso.
Oh,
Yeah, for the cappuccino, I think you're paying
I'm
like
thinking
$5.
coffees and
The thing is, I pay
frappuccinos.
$9 because I get a sesame seed cookie because they also have a bakery.
He's a princess.
I got
So
you.
they-
It sounds like it.
They get a sesame seed cookie, amazing. It's like a white chocolate with figs and sesame seeds, amazing.
And the combination's fabulous. I can just imagine.
It's next level.
Okay, boys.
Okay.
Let's cheers
Speaking
to
of
this,
next
and
level,
hopefully
yeah,
sesame
let's-
seeds are not in
Let's
here.
hope
But
this is next level. Cheers. Okay, smell
Smells-
coffee right off the bat for sure.
Period.
Smell a
Coffee.
little bit of like of a barrel, kind of like a bourbonish kind of smell to it.
Wow, this is really good.
Definitely has a coffee aftertaste. It's not overpowering though, which is
the,
I love because I'm not a big fan of coffee stuff when they're overpowering.
the initial taste is the barrel,
Yes.
and then the coffee kind of blends in, and just like aftertones are just straight coffee.
kind of stays.
Yeah, it kind of just the coffee
All
is
the
I
way
think at
through.
the beginning, but you taste the barrel more,
Barrel.
and then once the barrel kind of dies out, the coffee kicks in. It's like, hey,
And the
remember me? I'm still here.
And the coffee's still on your tongue.
Yeah, still is.
Still,
Yeah, this is really good.
Stays there.
I'm enjoying this. It's not, like I said, it's not very. I mean, this is 8.5%. It doesn't even taste like 8.5% to me, but it's pretty smooth in that sense. It's not overpowering because there are coffee stouts that I've had that's all you taste. It literally just tastes like an iced coffee. It
This
doesn't taste
doesn't-
like beer.
this
Yeah.
doesn't taste like iced coffee or just straight coffee. It tastes in an in between area where
It's got a good balance. Well,
it's
a
super
fine
balanced.
balance.
It's a
of
super
both.
balance
Yes,
right here. Like
yeah.
it's like it's taking lift off, almost.
Really good. I'm enjoying it. It's a little bit different, but really good at the same time.
I think it's the bourbon barrels that's just doing.
Well, that and I noticed sometimes. See, this I could actually drink the full can because
Yes.
sometimes you get some barrel aged and it's way too sweet.
Correct, and this is
and-
something you have to split.
Yeah, you split it. It's enjoyable, but this is more drinkable.
This is easily drinkable. I
So-
mean, for the percentage, hey,
Juniper Cafe actually did the collaboration, but it's actually Pilot Coffee Roasters is the actual coffee.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
another good
so
roaster.
it's very good.
There's honestly like right now the coffee game in Toronto it's popping. It's good. It's you go to any place and you're gonna get good coffee. Well, not any place, but you go to a lot of these small places,
Okay.
you'll get good coffee. Sam James is just the one that just kind of pops out to me. But yeah, these guys are good. There's a bunch of other ones downtown. Can't think of the name right now because all the
If
scotches.
anybody's out there,
That's
and
okay.
they're
We
coffee
won't hold it
people,
against you.
If anybody's out there and they're coffee people, let us know what you think about these coffee things. If it's something that you guys like to know, we should be trying more coffees as well.
Yep, just like again, go to our Instagram page, _beer_podcast, house _podcast. I love Instagram with their stupid underscores, but nonetheless,
Yes.
you go to their page. You can literally just leave us a message. Let us know what you think.
Let us know what you think. Because,
if we can find a beer
coffees are
that's
things.
yes, I was gonna say if we can find a beer that has that type of coffee in it,
Oh.
we'll feature it.
We will try our best to get it and feature it 100%.
So-
Because
We have to get that Bellwood's coffee.
Oh,
beer.
the stout with coffee.
Yeah, that one's really good.
So it's 5%,
Smooth.
and
Okay.
it's really smooth. Like it depends on which type of coffee they use because they use different coffees for each stout.
Of course.
So obviously some are more.
so maybe we should call them and
More.
like pre-order it and just say we just need this. Call us when you have it.
Yeah,
If they take our order and if they do listen to the podcast, hopefully
it'd be nice if they
maybe
did, but
maybe it would be nice because it sounds like it would be perfection even with that next scotch we're about to have.
You guys ever wonder how much caffeine's in these beers?
Don't
there
think
isn't
about
much
that.
in the coffee stout. Actually, I was researching that a little while ago. There really isn't much caffeine in a
Oh,
coffee
okay.
stout that would actually affect you like a regular coffee would.
Okay.
Because it's taking the coffee flavor, but it's not actually, not everything is transferring over.
Yep.
So, it's like, when this is like, I'm assuming this is bourbon barrel aged, but it is a barrel aged beer. It's taking the essence and the flavor of the liquor, but it's not, affecting the percentage of alcohol.
So what you're
because of
saying is I can't sober up with this beer.
you probably don't want to sober up with this beer. No, probably not a good idea.
All right. Well, it's good to let the public know,
It really is.
They
'cause
might think I can.
They might be
sober
driving.
up here.
You're not driving, so you don't have to worry
That
about it.
information
Yes,
is
that's actually
critical
smart. Yes.
for people to make decisions in life.
Good point, Fernando.
So sorry,
you know
guys,
what?
for not letting you guys know. Prior
Yeah,
to
you know
this.
what? I mean, I'm going to give
brought
Fernando.
this up,
I'm
and
going to
this
give
is
a clap.
Good point.
There we go. That was. Hang on. Actually, it should be more of a golf clap.
Oh,
There we go. So, I mean, golf claps are more sophisticated and more professional. So that's
Usually.
why. Yeah.
usually.
Yeah,
They just
usually.
want to be more cultured.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Well, that's yes, but nonetheless, this beer is great. I'm going to give this beer for a barrel aged stout. That's 8.5%. I'm giving it a 9. And we have crickets apparently.
I'm about to give it a 9.
You're giving it a 9
I'm
as well?
about to give it a 9, but I'm
Nice.
thinking like a 9.3.
Oh,
is
just
actually,
to go a little bit above mine.
No, because it's not the best I've had, but it's like way up there.
It is up there.
So
It's really
9.3 is where I'm going to say because 9.5 is like super good, and a 10 would
10 would just knock it off.
I mean,
but to be
it's
honest,
possible, but-
all these beers we've had from Fine Bounds have
Hands
been
down.
fantastic.
This is like unprecedented, I would say, almost.
Like the sour was
Unprecedented.
great. This is good. We had a couple of the IPAs. Like I'm not complaining. All these guys
So
are
where are
great.
these guys located at?
Kingston.
Kingston.
Oh wow.
So these
Ontario,
guys-
Canada.
These guys I would say, personally, just myself, would say they're up to the repertoire of Blood Brothers. And
My
they're,
brother now. He's up there. He's up in Kingston.
Well, I
He's
mean-
at the army base.
quality-wise.
But
overall.
is he a blood brother though? Would you consider him one? Because then he'd be working for the brewery.
Well, I mean, he's like a Canadian blood brother because he's for the army.
He's technically your brother, so I guess he's blood brother.
Oh yeah, and that
Very
too.
I kind of answered my own question then. All right, never mind. Moving on. Fernando, what do you rate
But
this?
yeah, for this one, out of all the, first of all, my favorite barrel aged
Uh-oh.
oh,
beer
I know what it is.
We got a
is
story.
El
Go.
Jaguar.
It's El Jaguar. It's from a brewery
Yeah.
called Amsterdam.
Yeah,
Okay.
They're in Toronto, Canada.
like to me that's like a 10. Like
Yes, there's actually so last week as well this happened, but prior to the pandemic there was a beer festival called Cask Days,
Yes.
and they basically featured beers from every province,
Mm-hmm.
and they also featured some beers from the UK and some from the States as the years went on. It's probably one of the biggest beer festivals you can go to, at least in Canada anyways, if not, I mean, it could be in North America for all I know.
Okay.
There's like 10,000 people that usually, go there within like 2 days.
Wow.
Last time we went prior to the
For
pandemic,
beer.
yes,
Remember, people, beer.
they had cask, 400 beers on cask. Now, cask, for those that don't know, it's essentially like having a beer on draft, but there's no carbonation. It's all natural.
Correct.
And the beer is still fermenting in the cask. So basically, it's the freshest beer you can drink because once it fully ferments, that's when they start to can it, or that's when it goes to draft, so on and so forth.
So it would taste different than what we are drinking currently.
It tends to taste, from my experience, and I'm sure Fernando can agree, is the beer tends to taste a little bit more mellowed out. It's not
Got
as
you.
it's not,
Not as sharp.
not as sharp, not as strong. So
Not as strong.
you can have a 12% beer, let's say, just for fun,
Okay.
and be like, wow, this tastes like it's 8%. This is awesome. And then the brewery releases it in a can. You're like, holy shit, why is this so strong?
Gotcha.
So it does mess with you, but it's a fantastic beer festival. Now, unfortunately, the pandemic kind of ruined things, and the bar Volo in Toronto, they're the guys that organize it, that came up with this, and they've been doing this for I don't know how many years. Like, we've been going to it for at least 10 or so years. They've been around long. It's been going on longer than that. But this year and last year, they had it just specifically at their bar, so they had roughly about 30 to 35 roughly beers on a cask.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Just
and
themselves.
Just them. Well, no. Like it's different breweries.
Different breweries.
They
all
featured
together.
Bellwoods. They featured.
Okay, I got you.
I believe
So
it was.
it's a compilation of different people. Got
like
you.
Blood Brothers and a few other beers.
All the countries. You can get
Badlands
stuff
Brewery.
from Europe sometimes, stuff from the States. Like, it's...
Wow.
It's great. The great thing with the cask days is, I mean, the good thing and the bad thing. The good thing is,
are cask days still going on currently?
well, that's what I was saying. It's only at the brewery right now.
Only
Sorry, at the bar. I
at the bar.
apologize. Yes.
So they have
So
a
they only
limited
had 30.
selection.
They only had 30 beers versus 400.
Got you.
The great thing about it was you would get all these one-off beers. So it's awesome because you're trying beers you're never going to try ever.
It's the one-shot deal.
But what sucks is
One-hit wonders.
you may not try them again. Like myself and Fernando, last time we went, we had this beer from Rorschach, and it was a sour made with like a candy, and it was like a blue. It looked like blue Kool-Aid.
Look like a Jolly Rancher.
Oh
yeah,
my God.
and it tasted kind of like a Jolly Rancher, a little bit sour, a little sweet. It was amazing. Like we kept going back to it.
Can you?
They never made it again.
Oh, it was just that one deal at that place.
Yep.
Specific. So now my next question would be: can I bring a Yeti, like little nice?
No.
And
No.
You get
No.
a cup.
This is a beer
get a cup,
festival.
and then
You
they
get a cup,
refill
you
the
buy
cup.
tokens, and that's it. That's
and
how it
then,
works.
but with that cup, I can do anything with that cup.
Well, you can't walk out of there with beer in it.
But I can walk out with anything else, a hydration pack that's full of that beer in there.
You can try, but they got to pour the beer for you. So
Yeah.
I wish you
well,
luck.
what
This
you can
sucks.
do is you can get the glass, get it poured, and then put it in the cask. But the thing is, it's such a hassle.
It is. It sounds like a hassle. I think I would just drink it and just get hammered on that.
Yeah.
Good,
Yeah,
about
not to
35
mention,
beers. You
they
can't
would
even
check
get
your
rid of
bag on the way in, so if they see a bladder, they might confiscate it.
I wouldn't be wearing
Well,
it. anyway.
sometimes,
It wouldn't
because
be-
I remember-
I would ask you to wear it.
Oh, give it to me and like throw
I'll
me
be
under
like
the
that,
bus.
and like I'll
Yeah,
fill it
nice.
up for you. Just walk in and out with it.
Right,
because,
right.
I mean, you're like a.
Well,
You're perfect.
you know what?
No
You
one's gonna
just
ask you questions. They'll ask me questions.
But yeah. So sorry, Fernando. What were you gonna say?
no. What I was gonna say is they don't feel you out on the way out. They just feel you out on the way in. Because the security, they're always like touching you, right?
The thing
So,
is, you get paid. You have to pay money to get fielded out, apparently. So
on the way out, no one checks you out. The security,
Fernando's highlight-
security's not.
it's Fernando's highlight of the night, though. He's like, I'm like, hey man, I can't wait to try all these beers. I can't wait to get fielded out.
Hey, sometimes security gets too grabby, man. Like, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no.
Usually, if the security guards when I first initially come in are women, don't get me wrong when I say this, but initially I'll be like, oh wow, maybe it's time to use my in and out privileges as much as possible so that they can check me once and again. But usually after the first initial entrance, usually it's some other big dudes that are there and that are patting you down, which you don't want. But in Fernando's
Fernando's case,
situation,
it doesn't matter,
It doesn't
I
matter,
guess.
right? So
Yeah.
I need to be out with Fernando more, and we need to be going out more often to the places that he goes to.
So hang on.
Because
So
it sounds like I go to the
if
wrong
it doesn't
places.
matter who's feeling you out, then I guess.
Oh
you're
no,
gonna
it
go
does.
with
No, I mean it
Right,
does.
right,
He's
okay.
saying that when he goes out, he likes it. So it must be from someone that's not big dude.
I don't think he has a preference, dude.
Okay, so let's go on to the scotch,
Whoa,
maybe.
whoa, whoa.
Yeah, that
And,
ends this conversation. That's a
let's-
good idea. Yes,
Let's
it's a good
proceed
segue.
on to the
Yeah.
next.
So ready?
All I'm saying
Yeah,
is
get feeling
you
out.
will
So
like those
speaking of
places.
fielding out, let's get to our next scotch.
Yeah.
So we're gonna pour the scotch here. This is a
This is
Talisker. It's a 10-year single malt. Now Talisker is an Islay scotch. So Islay region, they tend to be a little bit more peaty or smoky.
Is it Islay or Islay?
It's Islay.
Islay, okay. Because I would have read it as Islay, but
You
it's
can, well, you can
Islay.
read it. You know what? You never know. It could be Islay too. I say Islay because everybody else says Islay, but
That's
I
fine.
mean, I'm not
That's
from
fine.
Scotland, so I don't know.
I'm not even sure myself. I just read it as like
Yeah,
the
if a
words for.
Scottish person can like leave a comment and tell us how to do
Oh,
it.
sorry.
That would be
You know what?
fantastic. And if a
I
Scottish person could be
apologize.
part of this would be fantastic to let us know.
I
how to
apologize.
speak
Talisker's from the Isle of Skye, not Islay. So apparently the beer is getting to me. All right.
it. We know what we're talking about,
It's
guys.
yes.
Trust me.
It's 10 years.
Dan
It's
does.
45.8% alcohol.
Only that. That's all. It's no problem.
So Talisker, I've had their a few of their beers and their scotches, and they're fantastic. So I don't think this one's going to disappoint.
Talisker's always come through, and I think this one's gonna as well come through.
Well, if it doesn't, I mean, if you want to voice your concerns,
I'll voice my concerns to Talisker himself.
yeah,
and-
because apparently it's a person, not a distillery. But that's cool.
nope, it's a person.
I'm pretty sure he named
It's a
his
last name.
distillery after him.
I'm pretty sure that
Himself.
Talisker is the last name because I know two
you
people with the name.
You're welcome.
Talisker.
Okay, so PD scotches are Fernando's favorite. Now they
Yeah.
are my favorite as well. But
I could smell it right away.
yep.
It's instant.
So Talisker, 10-year single malt Scotch whiskey. Let's cheers this up.
Boys,
So the smell right off the bat, you get the peatiness, so the smoke. As Fernando once said, when I gave him one of his first PD scotches, he says it tastes like a campfire. This smells like a campfire. It's got the thing. The taste, you do get a little bit of the smoke mixed with the vanilla and the caramel flavors, but it's not overpowering to me anyways, maybe because I'm used to it, but it's something I do enjoy. It adds a different element to the flavor.
this is one of those drinks that when you initially sip it, it's hitting good, and then afterwards the nice burn takes place,
It's a smooth burn though. It's not like
which is fantastic. It
Yeah,
lasts.
it's
It lasts
great.
and allows you to enjoy the flavor of the actual scotch itself.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike the last two that we had, which were more instant and then kind of died off, this one is lingering and it's actually sticking. So overall, this one here has a more impactful punch.
It does have more punch. I mean, I think part of it is because of the fact it's more peaty.
It's
I
more
mean,
peaty,
the
yes.
color, if you look at it, like if you look at that Dalwhinnie, it's still an amber color, but it's a little bit lighter.
Correct.
It's similar to the Balvenie, where it's a little bit darker.
Yes.
But if you kind of look at both of them, this Talisker's got a little bit more red to it. It's just a touch
Yeah, it's a touch darker. Correct.
And I don't know if that's because of the peatiness, but it just, to me,
But I think it gives that extra layer.
it could.
I think that's what it is. I think it's the extra little piece that's added on where it complements the actual scotch itself. The peatiness just gives that extra piece if you're into peaty.
If you're into peaty scotches. So
Scotches,
if you
correct.
like, say, Lafroig or Lagavulin or Bowmore
Yes.
or Ola, I think is his name. I can't honestly can't remember. Any Islay Scotch essentially that's got peatiness to it. This is
Up
pretty
there.
much up there. I prefer these types of scotches because, like I said, it gives you that extra element to it. It gives you a little more flavor because you get it's not only do you get the flavor of, what the standard scotch would taste like, you also get the flavor of the peat. And I mean, some people are allergic to it, believe it or not. I have a friend of mine who loves scotches. He has his own scotch podcast
Wow.
as well.
What's this podcast called? Do you know by chance?
It doesn't come to mind. I do.
Next time around, we're
Next
gonna
time
give him a
around,
shout-out.
I'm definitely giving him a shout out.
Hands down.
But nonetheless, he's got
In the
this.
comments.
He's got this.
Now you gotta
okay,
put it
it's
in there,
okay.
Danny.
Yeah, I definitely got.
We'll put it in the comments.
we'll
Danny
put-
will put it in the
We'll
comments.
put it in there as long as you're getting fielded up by security guards. So, the scotch itself, like I said, he does a bunch of them.
Good.
He doesn't like the peaty scotches personally because he's got like somewhat of an allergy. He's very sensitive, so it basically
Understandable.
when he tells me everything just
It
kind of
irritates
lights
him.
up when it irritates him.
100%. I can just imagine everything kind of like,
Yeah, it really just gets him.
because
So
it is a strong scotch.
It
Don't get me
is.
wrong. I mean, the
mean,
other two you can get over, but after this one,
well,
do
it's
you
also
still feel it?
45. It's 45% alcohol, so I mean it's part of it. But I mean, again, it's not for everybody. But if you want to try something different, I suggest give it a shot because it's
Yes.
a fantastic scotch. I mean, I like these scotches a lot. I'm gonna give this one a 9 out of 10 because I do like it that much. To me, it's up there like a A Lagavulin to me would be a 10. This is a 9, mainly because the Lagavulin's got a little bit more staying power. It's a little bit smoother, but it's got a little bit more peat to it. So that's the reason why I would give it a 10. This guy, I'm giving it a 9.
That's a very good rating. I would actually give it 8.5. Strictly because I need some deviation room for even better scotches. But I mean, this one's up there, hands down. This one out of the 3, I would say is the top out of the 3 that we currently had tonight.
Yeah.
But overall,
it depends on the variety, right?
We've had lots of different scotches. Dan and myself, we have. So we know that this is still up there. But I mean, again, at the end of the day, it's still a young bottle. It's not as old as what we've had.
It's not as old, but for 10 years, like, it's really good.
The peatiness of it is perfect.
Oh my god!
For exactly what it's designed
well
for.
Balanced.
It's well balanced. So I mean, anybody that's looking at any peaty beers, this is a good introductory.
What do you think, Fernando?
Let's see what Fernando.
You know what I think? I think I forgot. Did I rate this beer?
Oh, the black. Oh,
Did we all rate these beers?
The last beer.
I said 8.5. I'm pretty sure for the beer.
and I'm pretty sure I said 8 or 8.5.
Yeah. What did you say?
Guys,
I don't remember.
put in the comments. Let us know if we rated them because we don't even remember.
No, I know you rated it, but then I went off on El Jaguar, and then as we're rating this
we
beer,
kind of went off topic. Okay, so we'll
rate
the
it.
beer.
So rate it.
Okay, so
We'll take this rating as official.
like I said, El Jaguar was a 10,
Okay.
and this beer
Yes.
obviously does not beat El Jaguar, but it's up there. And it's up there because it's really drinkable. Like, it's really, the coffee's bold. It's nice.
Yes.
You know, so for this one's a solid 9. Solid 9.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
Now,
For the
for
scotch.
this one, for the Scotch,
Let's see what you got.
out of all 3,
Yes.
I definitely like this one.
Great.
Out of all of them. But even if beyond it being, I like the smokiness.
The smokiness. Okay. What else? What else other than
I
that?
found this one to be rougher.
The
The
Balvenie.
Balvenie.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that one
The Dalwhinnie.
Was
was
smoother.
more smooth. It was
Right.
nice.
Okay.
Not as very little peaty.
Simple and pleasant.
Yeah.
That one was a little bit rough, and this one is good in bed.
and this one's my favorite one.
This one's good
for
in
this
bed.
one's a
This is-
solid 9.
this is the
solid
one.
9.
Solid 9. See,
Guys.
I'm glad because I did call it that it is his favorite type of scotch. So I'm
Hands
glad
down.
he said 9 because if he's like,
If it was anything
this is
lower,
like a 7 or something, I'd be like, are you kidding me? Can you just come over here? I need to slap you a little bit harder to your face. He's apparently getting a lot of slaps. So
well, later on.
yeah, later on though.
But
When he gets filled up by security.
quality wise on the beers and the scotches tonight have been fantastic. I think
have.
that this has been hands down the best
Combination.
arrangement.
Yes.
Arrangements that we've had.
Yep.
Period. In
Yep.
any of the podcasts that we've done. Not strictly just because we picked them. I mean, I'm pretty sure we picked the beers just on a whim.
We picked-
and
yeah,
the scotches same as well.
Exactly,
And we threw them in, and
but we succeeded.
It-
I think
it
they're
came out
they've been
fantastic.
great.
Yes.
So, on that note, we're going to wish you guys a good night. We're going to
shout out to
shout out to
our beer people,
Fine Balance, Willowball Brewery, fantastic beers.
guys.
Get them.
Keep it up.
Google them online.
Yes, guys. Google them
and-
online, and if you can, if you're in the area, I'm telling you,
If you're
I
able
mean,
to order them. If you're not in the area, I'm sorry.
it's unfortunate.
I wish you guys can try them, but I mean, if you're ever around, just keep them in mind because it is something to try. I mean,
If you guys
come
drink
visit,
beer,
put it on your list.
drink this beer. I
Yep.
promise this will be something that you enjoy and that you will come back to.
Exactly.
You will come back to.
You will come back to. And
Because-
speaking of which, we're going to come back to you guys in the next episode. But for now, we will wish you guys a good night
Yes.
and happy drinking.
Happy drinking. You guys have a great night. Enjoy.
Cheers.